There is a lot of territory to cover this week. Food trails, concert films, fashion runways, and at least one spirit made from a desert plant that has been quietly maturing for 2 decades.
The posts range from a 40-stop culinary journey through Kissimmee to a Janet Jackson anniversary film, Indigenous designers commanding a Santa Fe runway, and a K-Trot debut in Times Square. Let's start with the food and drink.
The question running through this segment is what it actually means to use food and drink as a way into a place or a community. Not as atmosphere, but as the actual point.
El Indio Gordo's piece on the Kissimmee Latin Culinary Trail sets that up directly. Susana Martinez, owner of Susana's Cafe inside a century-old craftsman home in downtown Kissimmee, put it this way. Opening Susana's Cafe was about more than serving food and coffee. It was about preserving a piece of Kissimmee history and sharing the richness of Latin flavors with our community.
So the trail is doing something more than routing tourists toward empanadas. It is mapping who built the place.
Right, and the scale matters. More than 55% of Osceola County identifies as Hispanic or Latino. So these culinary traditions are everyday identity, not a special event weekend. The trail now spans 40 destinations, from Pa Paraguana's 59-plus empanada varieties to Daddy Ninja's Dominican sushi mashup. And the Atlas Obscura partnership layers in recipes, videos, and audio stories travelers can explore before they even arrive.
59 empanada varieties is not a menu. That is a philosophical commitment.
The drink side of this segment follows a similar logic. Sotol Romo, covered by the editorial team, is entering New York through Nobu Downtown, the Waldorf Astoria, and Hamptons venues, placement designed to let bartenders introduce the spirit rather than leaving consumers to decode an unfamiliar bottle alone. Founder Claudia Romo Edelman framed the moment plainly. People are drinking less, but better.
El Indio Gordo's piece on Hera the Dog vodka makes a related argument from a completely different angle. Julia Pennington built the giving into the economics from day one, with 6% of sales going to animal rescue before the company reached profitability. Double gold at the SIP Awards suggests the liquid can carry that mission.
El Indio Gordo also covers the Hornitos and Jarritos Margaritos collaboration, 2 brands both founded in Mexico in 1950, finally making it official with a tequila and soda variety pack built around lime, mandarin, and pineapple. And El Indio Gordo's Urban South Brewery piece rounds out the season with the New Orleans brewery's returning Oktoberfest Märzen Lager at 6.2% ABV.
On the hospitality side, Michelle Mitchell's piece on the Granola Bar's Midtown comeback, women-owned, 2 complementary concepts near Grand Central, makes the case that all-day dining done right is its own kind of destination.
IHG's Racket Cruiser, also covered by Michelle Mitchell, extends that hospitality logic to the U.S. Open commute. Prince Street Pizza, express facials, and match replays on the ride back to Manhattan. And the editorial team's pieces on Celebrity River Cruises before and after stays and Oceania Cruises' 2027 specialty cruises both argue that the edges of a journey deserve as much design as the middle. Oceania's Jason Montague described the specialty sailings as pairing port-rich itineraries with hosts who bring true depth, access, and perspective.
El Indio Gordo's Fernet Branca piece closes the loop. Austin, England's Tattoo Flash limited edition bottle is a collectible object, but the 4-day Los Angeles activation plants the collaboration directly inside the creative community that inspired it. From that to Janet Jackson at Amarant Bank Arena is a shorter leap than it sounds. The music segment is really asking one question. What does it mean to mark an anniversary in a way that earns it?
Michelle Mitchell's piece on Janet Jackson, Control 40, makes the case that the filmed concert format fits because Janet's work was never just audio. AirTab Music CEO Dennis Cunningham described Control as a cultural turning point, And the December 12th filming at Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise, Florida, is designed as a cinematic multi-camera event with behind-the-scenes access, not a standard recording.
40 years on, the blueprint is still visible across pop and R&B. That is a different kind of staying power than nostalgia.
The editorial team's K-Trot piece offers a counterpoint. Jang Min-ho, Cheon Rockdam, Kim Yong-pil, and Na Taiju lighting up Times Square billboards, then heading to the Nom 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 show in Los Angeles, timed around Chuseok. Kim Yong-pil called the Times Square placement both humbling and an honor. Also from the editorial team, Reagan's theater pop universe, Reagan Core, is heading into its first headlining run in Chicago, Los Angeles, and Brooklyn. And Ned Hill's Americana record, Saw Jesus at the Park, arriving September 18th, began with a song he wrote 30 years ago and became something entirely present tense.
Pope Leo XIV, Andrea Bocelli, and 164 young singers from the Holy Land, Uganda, Haiti, and Italy performing at Castel Gandolfo is a different register entirely, and the editorial team's piece on Canticle of Peace lands it well. Heritage and community are next. What connects this segment is the question of who gets to define a cultural moment, and whether the people doing the work are centered or just referenced.
El Indio Gordo's piece on Sueya's 2026 gala and native fashion show answers that directly. 8 native designers across 2 days at Santa Fe Indian Market, with Patricia Michaels and Jamie Okuma on Saturday's runway, and 6 designers, including Himikalis Pamela Baker and Stephen Paul Judd, taking the Sunday show. Sueya's own framing puts it plainly. These designers are not filtered through someone else's interpretation. The runway was described as heritage without creative handcuffs.
Chef Payette de Spain curating the gala dinner adds another layer, the culinary and fashion storytelling happening in the same room on the same evening.
El Indio Gordo's Pittsburgh homecoming piece takes the community-building idea to a civic scale. Pittsburgh Tomorrow founder Doug Huke framed the September 18 to 20 weekend directly. Bringing everyone together is a big step toward leveraging our strengths and letting the world know why Pittsburgh is the place to visit, start a business, and succeed. The culture crawl, the 250 tree planting, and the startup PGH conference surrounding it make this more than a nostalgia weekend.
El Indio Gordo's Las Vegas Mexican Independence Day Roundup is the largest-scale version of the same instinct. Corinne Leon making history as the first Latino artist at Sphere, Maná, Mark Anthony, Alejandro Fernandez, and a full week of norteño, mariachi, cumbia, and comedy, building a cultural argument, not just a concert calendar.
Michelle Mitchell's Nissan piece at Uptown Vineyard on Martha's Vineyard and her Afrigembe coverage both push on the same point. At Afrigembe, host Bianca Velez told the crowd, "We are not separated by oceans, language, or lines on a map. Instead, we are brothers and sisters united under one sun." CCCADI's 50th anniversary gave that message particular weight. Nissan's men's wellness panel at the Uptown House worked in a similar spirit, creating space for conversation inside a cultural gathering rather than simply placing vehicles in a parking lot.
59 empanada varieties, a Janet Jackson concert film, and 164 voices singing Amazing Grace at Castel Gandolfo. The common thread is that the experience is always larger than the event.
And whether it is a culinary trail, a runway, or a homecoming weekend, the posts this week keep returning to the same idea. Showing up with something real to contribute is the whole point.
More of that next time.